Hi everyone, Petrik here. So for today's video, I'll be doing a special edition review for one of my most anticipated book mail of the year. And yeah, I'm talking about Empire of Silence, the Diamond Edition by Christopher Ruocchio. And yeah, tada, this comes with the slipcase. And yeah, before I get started on talking about each point and also each factor that made me decide whether this book is worth it or not, I want to, share a bit of details, especially if you are new to my channel here. So when I backed the Kickstarter campaign of the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence, I think this was back in September or August last year, I haven't started reading Empire of Silence yet. I only read one chapter, that's it. And then I decided to take a gamble. I decided to pledge myself to the Kickstarter campaign. And the price of this book, it was $100 plus the slipcase. And well, suffice to say that it has become one of my top favorite sci-fi series of all time. And yeah, if you have been following my channel, then you know that Demon in White was the best sci-fi book together with Lightbringer by Pierce Brown that I read last year. And Demon in White is not the only best books in the entire series. There's also the Kingdoms of Death that I read this year. And Empire of Silence, as the first book, it is my favorite sci-fi debut of all time. And yeah, I love this series that much. So as far as quality goes, you can say that the gamble definitely paid off. So now let's talk about the special edition itself. So first, I will start by talking about the slipcase. This slipcase, I think it is an impressive slipcase. It is up there with all the fine press quality slipcase, as I think it's better in some aspects. So first, design. There is this beautiful window to Hadrian's face here. And the design, I think the overall design is done by John Barry Ballaran. I think he's one of the interior artists of the second book, the Howling Dark Diamond Edition. And yeah, this one, take a look at this. This is the spine. And on the back here, you can see this is the number 1. So I think Christopher Ruocchio planned to make this a matching edition throughout the 7 books in the Sun Eater series. And on top of that, on top of the beautiful design, here's something that you should see. This comes off very easily. So this is a nice fit for the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence. Now, why do I praise this? Because I have owned a lot of slipcase, okay? And surprisingly, many of them is very tight. Sometimes it gets difficult to put the book inside or to pull the book outside the slipcase. It gets difficult, and when that happens, I think they can end up damaging the book or the dust jacket. I think this size is the right size for the books. And well, the dust jacket, this is the cover art by James L. Cook. You might have seen this many times if you have been following news and reviews regarding the Sun Eater. But yeah, this is, as far as cover art goes, I love everything about the cover art. I think this is a beautiful wraparound cover artwork. It is very Star Wars in vibes and also design. I think the typography, it is done by Jenna Ruocchio. So yeah, it is a great job. I love the typography, I love the design, and I love the cover art. Seriously, when I saw the cover art, it is one of the big reasons why I decided to pledge to this edition. And on top of that, if there's one other thing that I think could be improved from the cover art, it's really just putting a spot UV on the typography. I love spot UV. This is not a big deal, but if that was implemented, I think I would have loved the dust jacket even more than I already am. But yeah, this dust jacket, I'm going to show you the full reveal soon. But this book, it comes with the red spray edges. This is not a lettered edition, and I think the red spray edges do match the cover art in my opinion. And on top of that, it's very important for me to say this, the red spray edges matches the board, okay? And before I talk about the board, let me show you the full dust jacket first. Ta-da! See, on the front and back dust jacket flap, you can see some of the interior illustrations inside this Diamond Edition. They are done by Taran Fiddler. And yeah, I love the design of the dust jacket flap as well. I think it is a nice touch to actually put the interior illustrations on the dust jacket flap. But now, let's talk about the board, and then we will talk about the inside of the book. This one is a beautiful board. It's red with the Devil Marlowe. And yeah, this is the spine. And this is the back cover. You can see Christopher Ruocchio's signature here. And yeah, I think this blackboard and this black and red really matches this red spray edges. And yeah, I really like it. And then when you open it, you see this front and paper immediately by James Alcock. And this is the same on the back and paper as well. Love this illustration in the Colosso very much. And then let's take a look inside. First, we have immediately this fully colored art by James Alcock as well. Not going to into too much details here, but this is Hadrian, this is Valka, and this one, just read and find out for yourself. Not a big deal really, but in case you haven't read Empire of Silence and you want to find out everything for your own, then I will not go into too much details. And then you come into this page, and then you see this beautiful signature page. Love this very much. And yeah, this is Olorin versus Celsin. And yeah, look at this. You can see the entire series here: Empire of Silence, Howling Dark, Demon in White, Kingdoms of Death, Ashes of Man, Disquiet Gods, and finally Shadows Upon Time. The anticipated 7th and final book of the series. And then this is the copyright page. Again, you can see this interior illustration. This is Valka by Taran Fiddler, and also this is the content. And yeah, this diamond edition comes with a new content, a new introduction, and also a new map by Daniel Hasenbos of the Solon Empire and surrounding polities. And then we have this new introduction by Imra. And yeah, it starts with To His Majesty the Raja. Raja in Indonesia is basically king. And before I talk about all the positives of Empire of Silence Diamond Edition, let me just get my one and only criticism out of the way. And it is really the small font. I'm still not sure whether this will actually affect my rereading experience or not, because I do plan to do my reread of Empire of Silence using this Diamond Edition, but this is the smallest font I've ever seen on a hardcover, ever. And yeah, I don't know why the font is this small. I do hope that this will be fixed in Howling Dark and beyond though, because this is not that big of a book, and you can actually do a great printing and also great binding with this kind, with a bigger font, in my opinion. And yeah, that's really my only criticism regarding this edition, really. And this one, it comes with a Smithson binding. You can actually see it here. And I love the binding. The binding is very high quality. It's actually quite floppy here. Take a look at this. See? Because there are plenty of Sun binding books in fine press, high quality, and also expensive fine press edition that are not as floppy as this one. This is really good. It's really nice, and definitely as far as floppy goes and binding goes, this will definitely improve the rereading experience. And then after that, of course, we have to talk about some artworks. Interior artworks by Taran Fiddler. I'm not going to show you all of you here, so this is one of them. But I think Taran Fiddler, he did a great job with the interior illustrations of Empire of Silence Diamond Edition. I think this one contained more than 10 interior illustrations, so that's a really nice bonus and nice value. Ta-da! Love it. And honestly, many of this I have seen them because, well, I am working with Christopher Ruocchio on the Broken Binding edition of the Sun Eater, so I did have access to this interior illustrations before I even got these books, because I'm using them as reference as well, full disclosure. But I still love seeing them in person very much. See this one. This is in the Colosso, and you can see Hadrian over here. I'm going to show you about probably two interior illustrations, and then I will talk about the last bonus for this edition. This is another one. As you can see, this is on the dust jacket flap. And yeah, I do think this is a great artwork. I think Mike from Mike's Book Review commissioned this one, but I could be wrong. But if I remember correctly, I think this is the piece that Mike from Mike's Book Review, the one that he commissioned. And this one, it is my favorite. One of my favorite of the entire book. It is of Valka, and yeah, it is so beautiful. I've used this artwork plenty of times in my booktube review of the Sun Eater series. And yeah, if you still haven't read this series yet and you love epic sci-fi, epic space opera, then please do it. You are missing out on one of the greatest sci-fi series of all time. And yeah, this is another one that I use a lot in my booktube reviews. And yeah, this is of Ballaran and also Ballaran versus Celsin. And yeah, great artwork, really. I do think that some of this black and white art did end up printing a bit darker than the digital art, but that's most of the time always happens. It happened with me with the projects that I work with the broken binding as well. But anyway, I do think this is a great addition, especially if you love Empire of Silence and the Sun Eater series. But let's talk about the last bonus, and it is of the Guns of Pharos short story. And yeah, there's a new short story in this edition, and I haven't read this one yet. I definitely will read this one. This is a short story about Basander Lin, one of the most important characters in the Sun Eater series. And yeah, I haven't read this short story yet, but I think this is a very good addition to the entire Sun Eater universe. I do plan to read this as soon as I can. It's only 3 chapters long, and I think many of us who are diehard Sun Eater fans will want to read every short story, every title in the Sun Eater universe. And with that in mind, this already increased the value of the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence. So what do I think about the overall price? $100 for this one, and is it worth it? I do think it is even beyond my love for this series, my love for Empire of Silence. I do think that $100 for this kind of value, for this kind of production value, it is absolutely worth it. I have seen books with a higher price tag that delivered a much lesser production value compared to this Diamond Edition. And I'm really very excited to see what Christopher Ruocchio will come up with for the Howling Dark, the second book in the series. I have seen the cover art. It is absolutely breathtaking, and I think some of you might have seen the cover art as well. I think I will not tell you though the full details of that one, but yeah, I really love this edition. I think that I did a gamble with this one, and I'm really glad that I did. As I mentioned in the entire video, the only criticism that I had is really just the small font. As long as that one is enlarged in the Howling Dark and beyond, well, there's no more criticism I had. This is a great edition, a great book, and a great series. And if you, I don't know, maybe someday the Diamond Edition will be reprinted, then I hope this video will be useful for you if that happens. Hopefully that will happen though, because I do hope that more people will have access to the Diamond Edition of the Sun Eater series. But yeah, do let me know what you think about this edition. If you acquire a copy, I think there is only about 500 or 1,000 copies of the Diamond Edition of the Sun Eater series, and I don't own the lettered edition, as you can see here. I don't have the budget for that, but yeah, I think this standard Diamond Edition is incredible, and well done to Christopher Ruocchio, Jenna Ruocchio, and also the artist, and also Steve Diamond for producing the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence. And I look forward to Howling Dark. If you own a copy of this one, do let me know what you think about the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence. And yeah, I think that's really pretty much it from me today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.